Hello, this is Jerry, and I'm playing the Prehistoric DLC on hard mode, trying to get all achievements, including Carnivore, and smacking this asteroid down. Don't give my chances necessarily high, but I want to focus on learning about what I need to do, and I want to see how close I get. How close do I get when I get to 100 cycles to taking this down and getting the Carnivore achievement? If I'm close, that means I can go back and make a few tweaks and then get the achievements for sure. If I'm way off, well, we'll discuss that. Last time I have got these emulsifiers set up, and I actually have 2 tons of biodiesel. Actually, that might be good. And I want to increase my metal production, so that's going to be our first project, taking down this foot massager. And I'll set up, basically this is sending hot liquid into this pitcher pump and figuring out why not store that there. Maybe before I do that, we'll kind of do this type of thing. You need to get out of there. And I want to double up this. We'll do that now. So here's my plan for doubling up our production. And I'm actually a little bit, this goes from 30, I think it goes to about 60 or something. So I figure I can run the water, that hot water that comes out of this guy, into another metal refinery, and then send this out over here. We'll do an upgrade to insulate a pipe. There's some phyto oil. So that is how that's going to go. I've got some auto sweepers. We're going to be converting some iron ore to iron, essentially. See some bleach down here. Let me just manually having to mark this to be swept. And bringing that over here, since this is actually a machine that's going to be utilizing bleach down. So insulation upgrade on this pipe, because it's going to be quite hot getting over here. Try to avoid heat escape. We'll do this type of thing. But I still want to make it breathable in there, so carbon dioxide can make its way out. Always hate when it gives you a quick warning and not even enough time to see what it's all about. Okay, so we'll go and do the same thing. Iron, ore to iron. Awesome, look at that. Okay, so what I need to do is I want to say iron ore. Maybe 3 tons. Actually, how much iron ore is there in the world at the moment? 6, there's about 6 tons. Okay, so that actually is good. I'll temporarily make a focus on getting that loaded. Just briefly. Maybe we need to go dig a little bit more iron ore. So for my source of iron ore, I decided to go down here. I want to try to avoid dupes getting their feet wet. See a little bit of melting brine, hoping that stays that way. Stays in the solid state until we leave with our iron ore. I'm not seeing much liquid here. What's going on, guys? Probably need to make sure these are high priority tasks, since this has to do with our food system. Currently, we've got a lot of mush fry, so that's alright. In fact, I'll turn that off. But we need to make sure we get this going, guys. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So we're getting some water being dropped off there. It looks like it's boiling along. Don't want to be limited by iron ore in that system, so let's go over here, guys. Okay, I guess that this is going to do 2 things. One, we're going to get some iron, which is one of the inputs to these intercosmic blast shots, so that's actually really awesome. And we're taking the heat from it and just converting it to food. I think I like this setup quite a bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? Did we just have something break in the pipe? Was just... Maybe we had a very hot piece of liquid come in? That's confusing. Everything was just looking like it was going so well. Until now. What's so annoying is... Actually, that may have been more brine here than anything else. Oh, great. We're having to have a tubes going here to work. Including this. Let's... get things mopped up before we use that anymore. It's quite a bit of water. Yeah, that's it was definitely this water that popped out. The fact that I see brine in there. Brine ice in this area, something I'm gonna have to be very cautious of, because that just pushes the whole bit of water I had in there out. Actually, maybe we... Do you even need a lot of water? Maybe I'm overwatering this little tile. I've made the assumption it needs to be over 500. But maybe that's not true. Did I do the same thing? Yeah, I think I did the same thing there. Is there any brine on this area? Okay. Oh, there is actually a brine that was been there before. Oh, goodness. I remember that causing an issue now. I'm not going to make it a priority dig, but eventually we'll continue on. And, oh, look at this. Meat, 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 meat. Okay, we're going in here. And I'll do that type of thing so we can get access to a little bit of meat. It's not a lot, but we are going for the carnivore achievement, right? So... Alright, well, with that then, let's just have a look at the temperature. I guess, yeah, that was some brine that was melting for sure. Oh no. Damage overheating. A pitcher pump? This building is taking damage and will break if not cooled. What? I did not know. Is that new? And does it actually say... The current temperature is 89. But when does it take damage? I'm guessing maybe 75. That seems to be the standard, but I thought there was buildings made out of metal. Oh. Oh, maybe this double up setup that I've got be no good. Okay, hold on. Maybe there's just another material I can place this with. Can I make it out of iron, maybe? Oh, obsidian gives me overheat temperature. I'm pretty sure that is new or new-ish. I haven't noticed it in a while. Granite also gives you overheat temperature. Igneous rock. Shale, no. I'm going to make that out of obsidian, though. Apparently granite would do the same. We'll see if plus 15. I think that's still going to be too hot. We'll see. I'm hoping this is going to work. Going up to 80. We can kind of see 85. Okay. No. Okay. That's not going to work. Well, I'll take this out and come up with something. So I'm going to take this out. Let's drop some water in here to get the temperature down. I love the animation of this bubbling now. I think that's so cool. Maybe it looks a little weird with chlorine. but with water it's so cool. So I just want to tap into our water line. And we do have a vent that is out. Okay. I don't know exactly what this needs to be, but let's get it under 80 at least, maybe. Where are we? Okay, calories, we're doing pretty good. Jawbo fillet. Oh, and my smoker's gone. That must be because of the construction I was doing here. I'm gonna put in a smoker right here. And let's do smoked fish and tender biscuit and veggie poppers. I guess I can just go copy like that. Okay, that's gonna up our calories and get us towards the carnivore achievement. Okay, so stop. That's enough. Take that out. Put in a pitcher pump just to be safe. Put in the obsidian one. Now, I've turned off this setup. How do I make this work? First of all, I think we got to drain what is in the line. Maybe do this. Oh, that's going to cause an issue, isn't it? Maybe. Well, maybe not. It's going to build up for a bit, right? Okay, so we just want to drain out what's there. We'll use the water up, and we'll come back to this setup, figuring out what we need to do. So the next thing I'm experimenting on is back to making some last shots. I haven't done that since the official game has been released yet, so here we go. The idea is we'll get some light access. I know we have, I believe it's peat metal. We'll have to fix this metal setup to provide that whole system with enough metal overall. But also biodiesel. I see the biodiesel is currently at 5 tons. That means that this size farm might actually be big enough, maybe even too big. That is super nice to know. That alone tells me a lot. But I want to see it in action using the biodiesel. This 5 tons, I believe 5 tons is a good amount. 18,000 calories, so we're going to have to get back to the mush bar production. Use up some of that water. I think I have an idea. Okay, let's come back to that. Oh, right. We need dupes that can do conveyor rail, microchip. How can you get bionic dupes? Maybe that's astronomy. Mission control, brittle. Oh, tidying. That must, yeah, blast shot maker. Okay, give us maybe 2 of those, maybe even 3, since there's a lot of spots in the bionic dupes. I haven't been doing upgrades. But yeah, we'll get the bionic dupes to do this. Now the input is either fertilizer or peat and metal. So let's put peat over here. Should have tons and tons of peat, not worried about that. Iron, on the other hand, I've got to get producing, but I thought of an idea. Well, we'll see how this goes. So this whole thing's gonna start off with just taking, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna remove some of this stuff here because I want to store this. in a liquid reservoir that's sitting on either mesh tile or something like that. And I'm going to destroy it and let the water just sit there. Why wouldn't I do that? Make sure that's insulated on the way in. And hold on. Just to be safe. I think I've got access to gold amalgam, which has an overheat of plus 50, which is much better than was plus 15. At the same time, maybe build in a pump, take out the liquid that's there, and oh yeah, that's not the best setup. It's not going to overheat at 70. Okay, go anyways. Get a pump and send this in, along with the input from our metal refinery soon. Maybe make a second one of those. Build in a pump that can sit right there. When that line is empty, it doesn't have to be in a priority by any means. Okay, so I think we can enable these guys again and output really hot liquid into these guys. Put that right down there. It's already being loaded in there. Awesome. What about the... Oh yeah, we haven't actually... I'm behind on assigning stuff. Runner. Let's give you tidying. Engineer. We'll give you tidying, and minor zoologist. We'll give you tidying as well. Maybe I'll take a moment to assign other skills. Oh, I guess we have to get this wire across here. Once we have that, these machines will be powered. Let's pull in some of our peat metal quickly. I was having issue with this. I'm assuming they fixed this with the blast shot maker, specifically the intracosmic blast shot. Okay, let's see. It's enough of that. Let's verify we've got our metal work errand. Oh, let's make that a 5 and a 5. Hoping to see some... There we are, guys, cranking that out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, let's make 50. I think I need, well, a little bit less than 100. We'll make 100. 50. Okay, so that's our biodiesel going in here. I realize I probably should just put a light there in the center and done it that way, automation that way. Oh well. And I also see some electrical engineering. I'm thinking to myself, engineer in particular. Take that out, take that out. We'll get you to really focus on anything to do in another booster. We could give you another one. Priorities. We're gonna go engineer. We're doing, oops. Let's put in operating on engineering. There's runner. Make these both a high priority thing. Of course, everyone but engineer. Oh, there it is. Intracosmic blast shot. I mean, at cycle 84, I don't think I'm at a point where I'm going to be able to crank out and get all these in the air, but at least shows me that the C-comb setup is good. All right, well, what about the carnivore achievements? If I go to colony achievement, where are we on that? I'm not quite sure. 84,000, yeah. We're definitely not making the carnivore achievement, but I want to see how far we're off. Can I get my cycle 100 halfway there? 75% of the way? Or am I like just... And the other thing is, how many blast shots can I make? 50? 75? Over the next... I'm hoping I'm close. Because if I get close, then I'm confident that I just need to tweak things up a little bit. If I'm not... oh, some meat up there, so maybe it will allow that. Actually, that's going to be a difficult path. You know what? Maybe we should go up in this direction. We've got to get up to this guy anyway. So figure we'll get some gas masks together to get up there. And if we're going to do that, then we need an oxygen processing system. So we're going to install that down here. But I can't forget about this. That's the downside, I guess, to this particular setup, is I'll have to manually go around and another bleach stone, sweep that away for us. Now, another problem, I noticed this guy is just going and going. It has no automation. Oh, no. Oh, I did disconnect that. Okay, good. But it doesn't have the automation. Still, not a lot of metal, though. Oh, we can make it. This is going to be worth having, for sure. So we'll have that right there with the knot gate, like that. Okay. While that's going on, we might as well ask for a number of gas masks, maybe 8. Oh, I see it. Research required, really? I just never look. Oh, I did not portable gas. None of that. All right. Well, I guess we'll do the research for that. Scientist. Got another research booster for you. Why not just, like, put that to the max? Cycle 85. 15 more cycles to go. I'm more interested in knowing how close I am than actually wondering if I'm going to get there or not. That's alright. And cosmic blast shot. Well, we made 10. I mean, it's not enough, but that's 10%. If I can at least get 50, if I can at least get halfway there with the with this, I know I'm going to be able to come back and do this like properly later on. Got another mechatronics that's going to give some of these dupes, maybe runner. Take away some of your strength. Get you really good at machinery down here. I want to get really good skills using machinery so that these guys can crank stuff out. Let me just verify that we've got machinery of 20. Good. Okay, like 20, like 19. Okay, oh, what was I forget? We were doing our oxygen system. So we've got wire right there I want to take out. Connect this to our heavy watt wire line. And have to remember to recreate these as we go. Now that is some water sitting there. It'll be hot water, 74 degrees. But because it's on a mesh tile, it's going to interact very slowly. Actually, yeah, that does two things. First of all, dupes don't have to use the pitcher pump. They can just come down and pick up water. Second of all, it interacts with the local temperature much less. Oh. We're getting excess polluted water. That's because I turned that off. Oh, gross. Got way too much liquid here, but this might be an opportunity to store this polluted water right here in liquid. Make this urgent thing just to avoid polluted oxygen. Because this is, polluted water is... Oh, not again, not again, not, no, no. This is, like, terrible when this happens. I think we need to have proper ladders just to make sure we can make it down here. And that's urgent. I think this is a spot for only bionic tubes. Okay, this is important. We need to... I don't necessarily think we're going to make this, but I think it's very important that I learn what happens over the next 15 cycles and at least get a sense of how close I get, so I don't want to lose my base. I almost did last time due to lack of hydrogen. What was I do? Polluted water. Let's take this polluted water here. No. I guess they're both 8 tons. That's a lot. That's a lot. This is going to take a bit, but if I can get the dupes to minimize, say drop it off right here, take this out, make that a short-term task. Starting to get some polluted water dropped off there. I want to get that polluted water out of there. This may take longer than I. We can wait. We're kind of overdoing the deodorizer because the amount of polluted water that is right there. But this is awesome because the polluted water here isn't going to emit anything, right? It kind of makes it... Oh, it is. Polluted oxygen. Okay, there's not enough liquid. Let's drop this down. We got a... let me think. If I knock this over, it'll throw some liquid on it. We just need more liquid. Oh, here. Speaking of more liquid, let's do this. Let's do this instead. Okay, that looks healthier. I don't like the bionic dupes having to go down here and get their feet wet, though. If we can avoid that. Okay, on that side, I guess it's going to freeze. Get our ladder down so we can get there. Let's replant this guy here. Maybe do this type of thing. See if we can find some more of these Saturn critter shops. That would also be kind of cool. Could extend that. Alright, so so many things going on. Where are we? Cycle 87 now. We are at 39. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. All right. That's a surprise. A nice surprise. Okay, we need to get cranking with iron. Got a bunch of iron down here. Maybe temporarily do a scramble. Load iron in this bin. I can make this. Probably not in this run, but if I restart with optimizing a number of things, this is doable. Oh yeah, they're just transferring from one bin to the other. It's not really the idea, guys. I should have had this. Okay, let's just leave that. But we are having a lack of iron. And I think we've got a power issue. Could it be because of these machines? I assume they're a big power user. 411s. Maybe I can see it from here. Oh, 960. Yeah, they are big power users. They are. I was at one point getting a plan to extend my power plant. Let's do that now. So we're going to push this out by 1. And take this ladder system down, throw in another hydrogen generator. Now I do see the hydrogen generators running. We are low. We are low. Oh boy, we are low. Okay, let's make a priority of getting down there then. Okay, this is also important. Getting a sense of how much power I'm going to need to be able to plan that earlier on would be really nice. So get that in. But knowing that I need more Saturn critter traps, having those planted earlier also would be a nice knowledge. Okay, so we'll plant some more of these. So they should be able to access the polluted water sitting there whenever they need to load in more. Not liking the fact that brine is down here. It's a sign that things are warming up. Don't love that. Don't love that at all. Overall, I think we're okay. Oh, I guess we're bringing in polluted water. That's creating a warming effect. Is that what's more or less happening? Okay, so we have to kind of balance that, but I think we do need more hydrogen. Though we did have an outage. We did have an outage. That might actually be more to do with the outage inability to access here than needing to extend the number of Saturn critter traps. Okay, so back to this setup. This is our oxygen system. We don't have some power going there, so do that. Do a setting of maybe 2020. So that'll throttle our pumps. You are lacking what? Biodiesel. Okay, so that's what I was curious. What is the limiting factor? Though we're getting close to 50. Okay, so maybe I need to get this system online a little bit earlier. Oh no. Okay. Oh, gross. Yeah, I guess as it's getting thin down here, I never put in any protection. Let's just let that slide. If I can avoid the pressure getting low, maybe that won't happen, or at least put a pressure check next to the pump. Maybe I'll do that. Though that the only thing is that would turn off hydrogen, which is essential. So that's like, I don't know. Mechatronics. So runner, you're one of the dupes. Doing that. Just seeing if I can really boost. Let's see, mechatronics, get 2 more of those. Okay, well, that being the case, we've got a... Oh, hold on. Not quite. Almost. What are we missing? We've got water in you. We've got true signal on that pump, but... yeah. Well, he's just connected until everything is ready to go. So there's our oxygen system. So now it is time to put in our gas masks. Oh, and food is getting low. I make sure not to. Let's just make that go and spin. Probably going to concentrate a little bit more on seeing how far I can get towards shooting this guy than the carnivore achievement, to be honest. Oh, though we have a gas problem in here. So this is definitely... Oh, we do have Drew drips in here. That's a good sign. We definitely want to make sure we can measure what I have, what I was able to achieve by cycle 100 with, I guess, these two stables. If I get close, then it just means I either have to increase it by, I'm hoping, Maybe just doubling? We'll see. Let's start delivering some gas masks. Once we get up here, we'll have a look inside these. Ooh, we are calories. Guys. Is that not? Oh. Oh, okay. This is going to be the downside. Am I going to remember to keep popping these? Let's make that 9. Maybe that too. Is there ability just to see water as... Yeah, maybe that's something I want to keep an eye on. Water set. Okay, good. At least I can see that in the main screen. Oops, that's not right. Start loading in some more. Okay, this is good. Ooh. Guys. You'd let... What happened here? What just happened? We have phyto oil that was spilled out. Why? Bro, liquid. What? 15. Oh, we're over here. Oh. Okay, well, I mean, maybe we can't go much further, but at least I know that's an issue. And I'm wondering if I had actually done this whole setup where I didn't store hot water in the actual world surrounded with a pitcher pump. Instead, maybe if I had done this to begin with, maybe this would be a non-issue. That means no more crude oil. And no more intercosmic blast shots. Unless I recreate or do this system somewhere where it's a bit cooler. I'm a little confused why we're having this. It says 75 degrees this converts to carbon dioxide. And algae. Oh, algae too. It's not that hot. It's 43. I mean, oh, the Dino version. I don't think it has anything to do with overheat, but I'll make this out of granite. I don't understand. But I'd like to have this here just because it's close to the water source. That's taking in this. We probably should have an override type thing. Well, maybe skipping that's one there just in case we're not producing enough water with the yeah, just in case our metal refinery's not outputting enough, we'll have at least another source of water that goes into here so we don't run out. Currently 8 tons though. I'm going to be watching that very closely. Let's also watch this. Got our oxygen. Why? So we're talking about the liquid pipe. Oh, because the water is 94 degrees. And then I'm having that convert to phyto oil. Which, okay. I think it was 75 degrees. So this, nuts. This is great for making mush. Not great for phyto oil. Okay. Okay. Nuts. Well, that's going to be an unfortunate mess. But that at least signals to me that this setup is not ideal. We're going to skip this. We're going to take out our second well, or we could just have it work like this, where this gets loaded in like that and then gets unloaded like that, or type of thing. So we can still have two, but they don't double up. Only one output. So now we're getting liquid. Okay, well, that's important to know. The 62, which is under the 75. Okay, fair enough. I did not know, but now I do. Getting phyto oil around everywhere's. Oh. Yeah, because we have water that is still too hot. I mean, okay, I guess all I can do, unfortunately, I got to cycle 90, and I've got close to 50 intercosmic blast shots. That tells me something. Maybe we should concentrate on the carnivore achievement. What is there to learn on that aspect of it? We are 25% the way there. We need to so assuming with the seacomb, yeah, I'm thinking our seacomb situation is good. The limiting factor is the phyto oil, but you can't have too hot water like that. Okay, yeah, I'm not keeping enough attention down here. So if we're going to have stables like this, and there's Drew Drip. The other thing I'm wondering is we can get meat from here. We'll make that a priority thing to use. But I could, now if I get close, I'm not close. But if I did get close, let's say 350 or something like that, I could start to hunt for critters. If I was desperate, specifically these guys, because they produce a good amount of meat, I could look at their age and say, well, they've already laid an egg. They're elderly. We're going to get rid of them. I'm also debating maybe in another playthrough next time to maybe put one or two of these in a stable. I kind of avoided that setup. I've already kind of forgotten why. But I don't see any that are actually on the older, elderly side of things. So I might just let this play out and see what we get. From this point on, cycle 91, we do have to make sure we're able to get mush bar going though. Yeah, we'll just measure that towards the end. But I guess that's the end of testing out these, just because, technically I could consume all the micro mush bars. Then the new water that gets output will be cooler. In fact, but we're kind of, this puts us behind, and we've got this is a mess. But I've learned something. It's not a bad thing when you've learned something. Wondering, am I being too sneaky? But I've got water there that is 76. Ugh, just too hot. It's just too hot. But if I, yeah, no. Okay, never mind. I was trying to be trying to sneak that in. All right, fair enough. And I don't even think I'm going to bother going to the top with our intercosmic blast shot system down. But this gives me a lot to think about what I want to do next time. I think this is achievable. I think this is a doable thing on this particular asteroid with metal pour that's on spaced out, that doesn't have an oil biome. We even put these, oh, we need more. That we do have a good amount of hydrogen. Okay, I'm definitely going to be studying this map to see where we are, but I'll be back maybe every couple cycles till we get to 100. Cycle 93, I pretty much, I mean, not giving up, but I'm just letting this play out as it's going to play out just to see the numbers. But I'm a little bit surprised with the tender brisk. That is sitting over here. Yeah, actually, you can get a good amount of calories from that. A little bit worried about where it's sitting right now. I don't know if there's a quick place, maybe down here just to dump it. The other thing I want to try out, actually, let's try this out. This was the making of tallow. Since there's all this friggin'... This isn't going to be the most efficient way, or the way that I'd actually do this, but I think I'm just going to try creating one of these. Right there. As well as probably not a good spot to kind of mix these two things together, but I'm just going to do it. So put our brisk cooking down here. That was tender brisk, I believe. And let's do biodiesel, I mean. Oh, it's biodiesel, not phyto oil, that converts to tallow, isn't it? And we can't create any more of that. Okay, never mind. That was the other thought. If I can make tallow, then I can actually up our calories in the meat even more. But I have to that might be a reason to push this a little bit further. Because if I can create the tallow, that competes though with this system. Though I've got 48 of them out of it so far, and I feel like I could possibly do a dual system, or at least partially go on pemmican, which could be created down here. Anyway, cycle 94, we'll keep going on. Actually, just out of curiosity, before I go, carnivore cheap, 115,000. Cycle 95. I see some water down here that's 72 degrees. If I enable these back again. I don't know if they're just picking up. Maybe that was like... It could have... Maybe they just had to run the last little bit of hot water. Okay. Awesome. Maybe just a little bit of mopping up around the area. We'll see if we can create a few more blast shots. Intercosmic type. Cycle 97, and you could tell I'm not caring. Oh, we're out of water. I didn't even know that. Okay, it's done. But that is something to note. Did I ever do analysis? I want to end on analyzing this so I know the information on that before we leave. Before we're completely out of oxygen and everyone dies. I was like, we've got a bleach stone issue. When we do, I don't have an automated way. Like, we just have bleach stone. I have to go search for it and hit sweep because of the way I'm removing it over here. That's not working. I have to come up with an idea. Haven't decided what that's going to be. But I think my last move, I don't even know if I'm going to get to cycle 100. I might. Was slowly making, I was going to try to do a few shots. But we did get up to 68, these blast shots. So what I could do is I could get 100 made and then switch to tallow production once that happens. And then that way we can get the carnivore achievement. But yeah, I'll just end up on scientists telling us what this event's about. Got a bionic tube down. Trying to just realize that we've got a little bit of water there. See if we can just pull this until we get to cycle 100. I might disable this since we don't need... No, never mind. Let's enable that. We've got over 100,000 calories. Tender brisket is a big thing right now. Just about getting to cycle 100 here. We did an analysis here. This is going to be active in 22 cycles, so it's not going to help us within the first 100 cycles. I am thinking to myself, probably getting here and outputting more polluted water earlier on might be one of my top priorities next time. So that's something I'm going to change. Though another priority, celebrating 100 cycles, but maybe getting down here and accessing this salt water. It's just kind of nice it's sitting on here. Or it's about 50 degrees, so that is a source of liquid. Maybe I've got to strive to get before cycle 100. But that's it. Blast shots, 73. I mean, we haven't gotten to the top, and we have to figure out how to shoot them out quick enough, but I guess maybe that'll be the challenge for next time. I'll do a quick check here on the carnivore before we get wiped out. 137. So yeah, we've got, I've got to figure out more ways. I think I've got to incorporate this guy, a stable with some of them, and maybe double, triple the stable of these guys. And I think I also got to find another source. I was avoiding sweet corn because it was taking a lot of labor, but maybe with cooking that veggie poppers, that should have been something. All kinds of stuff going on wrong now, but you know what? I mean, we've got a big asteroid on the way, so we're just going to let it smack us. And this is my second attempt. 2 dupes have died. We are out of water. I mean, I could have gone to get more, but I'm just like, I'm giving up. I learned what I can, and I learned a lot. We're pretty much just going to... I was going to say, isn't this thing going to... Yeah, here it is. We're done. Coming in. Didn't even get a single hit on this thing. I mean, it's easy to get a single hit. You just have to get to the top of the asteroid, but still. I think this is doable, though. Getting all achievements on this asteroid. Carnivore achievement, I've got to think more about what I'm going to do to enhance that. But I've already have enough ideas how to take this guy out. I'm hoping the next time, even if I don't get the carnivore achievement, I can at least get a lot better, and I can at least wipe this guy out. But maybe I can get the carnivore achievement out next time. I have, I at least for the first time, think it's achievable. Anyway, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you next time.